The reading from the book of Exodus today is the beginning of the explanation about the Feast of Passover, where the Lord instructs them to sacrifice a lamb, to have a meal, eat bitter herbs. And this is all the night that he's going to free them from slavery in Egypt. And so they slaughter the lamb and they put the blood of the lamb on the doorposts of their homes and celebrate this Passover feast. It's a foretaste of what Jesus would do at the Last Supper when he was celebrating the Passover feast. It was a memorial that the Jewish people were to never forget because it was the greatest event in their history, that they were freed from slavery in Egypt. And we must never forget that the greatest event in our history, even more than the Passover feast in Egypt, was Jesus Christ dying for us on the cross, giving us his body and blood as food for our journey. And we celebrate that Passover feast every time we celebrate the Mass, because it is the greatest event in all of history when we have been freed from the slavery to sin. Jesus' death on the cross frees us from sin and death, eternal death. And so it's a great celebration, and it's so great that the church wants us never to forget. And so every single Sunday, we celebrate the Feast of Passover. In fact, even that isn't enough because we can celebrate it every single day, as you are doing now here at Daily Mass, because it's the greatest event in all of history. Many people ask us why we Catholics have the crucifix on the walls in our churches with the body of Christ still on the cross because he rose from the dead. But again, the response is just like here. We must never forget what Jesus went through in order to bring us the freedom of slavery from sin. And it was a tremendous gift of his own life, shedding his body and blood on the cross. And so today we participate in that great event and ask the Lord to help us never to forget how definitely blessed we are to be freed from the slavery of sin, and not only that, but to receive the body and blood of Christ as food for the journey and protection, leading us to everlasting life in heaven. Let us stand now and offer our prayers and petitions.